Hi, and welcome to Step Up AT's videos on assistive technology strategies. In this video, we will be discussing peer modeling.
Marsha gets to do it.
We also have videos on behavior-specific praise, levels of prompts, adult modeling to support language development, and wait time, so be sure to check those out. A peer model is another child who helps, shows, and leads another child through play and social interactions. Peers also model typical classroom behaviors such as taking turns, sharing, and participating across activities. Children with different abilities benefit from seeing others like them perform the same tasks or skills they are expected to do. In return, typically developing peers benefit from developing confidence and empathy as they serve as classroom helpers or leaders.
Great job, Ivy. Good job.
Here you can see that Stefano is engaged with a book. However, he is not following along with the class activity, which is to find all the characters in the story. The teacher offers Stefano a verbal prompt to redirect him.
Remember, Stefano, we're matching the pictures on the book.
Stefano looks at the teacher passes by, and Stefano continues to play around. Now, let's see how peer modeling as an instructional strategy can offer Stefano a more concrete understanding of the activity and what the teacher expects him to do. The teacher pairs Stefano with Christopher to find all the characters in the story. Christopher models how to point at each character as he finds them. Christopher is helping Stefano learn how to identify the characters in a story. At first, Stefano may not know how to do this on his own, but by watching Christopher, Stefano learns the skill. After watching Christopher do this a couple times, Stefano attempts to complete the task on his own. In this scenario, Adeline is an emerging communicator who is a new AAC user. She is beginning to use an AAC device with a message to request the teacher to turn the page. The goal is to help Adeline become an active participant during shared reading activities.
This is the name of the book.
Notice how Ms. Lisette passes around the device to Alejandra, who is seated next to Adeline. When it's time to turn the page, so that Alejandra gets a chance to use the device to make the request.
So now I'm gonna turn the page.
In doing so, Adeline has the opportunity to see her peer use the same AAC device she uses, makes the same request, and see the teacher respond to the request.
And on that bed, there is a green...
There is no expectation for Adeline to do anything else, except watch and be a part of the shared reading activity. Ms. Lisette continues to read the next page. Now it's Adeline's turn. When it's time, she now offers the device to Adeline. Having seen what Alejandra just did, Adeline reaches to the device and presses the message. Ms. Lisette responds enthusiastically to Adeline's request and continues to turn the page of the book.
And on that bed, there is a greeny...
Before using peer modeling as an instructional strategy, you need to know your children, the skills they have already mastered, those that are still being developed, and the areas in which they are struggling. By observing children's play and their interactions, we can see the areas that they were working to master, but where they still need a little bit of help, also known as the zone of proximal development. Play is one of the best ways to introduce peer modeling. For example, to a casual observer, watching Stefano pretend to read a book to Christopher may seem like usual play, but to an experienced teacher, Stefano is helping Christopher practice concepts of print. Encourage specific peer interactions throughout the day. These collaborations do not need to be structured or formal. It is simply using the knowledge we have about the skills of one child and how this can support the skill development of another child. Equally important is how we, as teachers, introduce these collaborations. As Alejandra participates in a letter matching activity, the teacher may say,
Alejandra, Adeline doesn't know how to do her letters. Can you go show her how to do the letters? Thank you.
The teacher may not even realize that as she is trying to offer peer modeling, she may be putting Alejandra on the spot. Instead, notice how the teacher asks Alejandra if she would like to partner with Adeline without highlighting Adeline's needs.
Alejandra, how would you feel about partnering up with Adeline? You guys can help each other.
The teacher then joins the girls in the activity, where both Alejandra and the teacher act as models. Avoid using peer modeling in a way that can make the child feel inadequate.
You notice how Avery is sitting? Because she's waiting to wash her hands.
A child can still serve as a peer model for any activity
What begins with this?
without specifically calling out on another child who needs additional help. As teachers, we incorporate instructional strategies that include asking children specific questions and offering targeted feedback. But sometimes we forget to take advantage of peer modeling. Children tend to do this naturally, but sometimes it requires teachers to be more intentional about the skills we want to model for a specific child. Using a peer is a great way to offer that modeling support. Fitting peer modeling into your classroom is easy. Typically, young children enjoy being asked to help out or be given a special task. Take advantage of that.
Set up bingo for us.
The most important part is to know your students well, give children time to interact, and support those collaborations. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to check out stepupat.com for more information on using assistive technology in the early childhood setting, both at home and in the classroom.